Brothers and sisters, we can't thank you enough for all your love, your support, and your faithfulness. It's been brought to my attention, if you really want to do something to bless us, to thank us, apparently simply hitting the like button on YouTube would be more impactful than what I ever knew, let alone subscribing to us on YouTube if you're not already. And then over on Spotify and Apple, please leave us a review. All of your listening and your comments to us mean the world to us. And do us a favor and just hit like on YouTube and leave us reviews on Spotify and Apple. And we're going to continue to serve you with our whole heart. Thank you so much.
Hey, Tattoo Guardians, coming back at you again from Evergreen. I'm actually here with my partner, my life coach, Mr. Riley Smith. You've heard Riley on the show before talking about it. We're right in the middle of a Saturday, busy as fuck. It's been a huge success. What do you have to say about this, Riley? How you feeling? This is your fucking show, man.
Evergreen is the pinnacle point of my entire career and my life. It consumes every fucking ounce of my soul. There's no doubt about it. Every day, every minute, every hour, no matter what's going on, I'm honestly just thinking of the show.
Yeah, I don't think people realize the work that goes into it. You know, they'll be like, oh, you know, what do you guys start doing this a month or two in advance? And it's like, we'll take maybe a week off if we're lucky, and then it's right back to planning for the next year. I think this is year number 9.
Year number 9.
Yeah,
yes,
we would
sir.
be on year like probably 11, I guess, if COVID hadn't happened. So
yeah, COVID got us good.
I'm noticing some differences. I've always been super proud of what we've done, but I'm noticing that tattooing seems to be shifting in a really positive direction. And I'm going to brag. I think Evergreen has a lot to do with that, right? I think that we really helped steer the ship in the right direction.
I think a long time ago that we thought that maybe some changes needed to be made in a very positive fashion, and understood that the only way that was going to happen is to do it yourself. And here we are.
Yeah. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, right?
You have to.
Whether it's dance battling, whether it's knife fighting.
That doesn't matter.
We're versed very well at, by the way.
But to share that with everybody, I'm overwhelmed at the fact that now, you know, a lot of people would be upset that people were copying the template that we use. I'm so honored by it. I want tattooing. Every show should be like this.
It's like how Elon Musk made his Tesla open source.
Absolutely.
You know, we have people come up to us all the time and like, hey, what's the best way to do this? We don't mind, because this is pushing tattooing in the right direction. We always say, Riley and I always say, we're here to leave tattooing better than we found it.
Absolutely.
I think with Tattoo Guardians, and I think with the Evergreen Tattoo Convention, I think we're doing that. I'm not saying I'm responsible for all of it, but I think I'm giving it a little nudge in the right direction.
The positivity created by just the artists and the overwhelming growth of the tattoo industry. I also have thought that, like, when we started this template nine years ago, we built a product that could grow and change with tattooing as it started, as it went. It's organic almost at this point. It's amazing.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments below what you like to see at tattoo conventions. If you've been to Evergreen or not. If you haven't, you need to get your ass out here. If you're an artist, you need to apply to get here.
Come out, learn some stuff, check out the art, and just have a great time.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a small episode of the Tattoo Guardians. I'm trying to figure out what to call this. Mini, small snippets, I don't know. But I'm here with one of my best friends, Sean King. You've seen him actually on the podcast before.
Hello.
He was the one in a coma that woke up and drew a dick. Sean, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
A couple of questions for you. Like, you've been coming around Evergreen for a while. I think since kind of day one, when you've been my best friend for about 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
So other than me just being amazing, what brings you all the way out here? Because now you live in Indiana and you got to travel all the way out here.
Well, I worked, you know, of course, I worked out here for 4 years. I met a lot of great people. This convention especially is one that all these great souls from around our community end up at. And this is more of a vacation for me. So I thought, why not end up where I can see you, I can see Hip, I can see Edgar, I can, I mean, and it's been a blast.
Good friends you get to see like once a year.
Yeah. And traveling for the last couple of years for me has just been non-existent.
If they lucky, you be dance battling.
Well, yes.
Well, I guess that they're unlucky because they get destroyed.
Yeah, I have what they call baby ankles, so it's risky.
You know, I got baby deer legs. What do you think about, what style of tattooing do you like to do?
At this point, traditional black and gray.
Yeah,
just
good, clean tattooing.
Yeah, like how, influenced by what you showed me, people like Matt Jordan, even farther back, Bob Terrell, Steve Wimmer, these guys that just did that black and wash style.
Awesome.
And a lot of animals lately. Been
Nice.
really, really into animals, landscapes.
Yeah, I've noticed your work has just been like super, super clean lately, which I always appreciate. I love all styles of tattooing if it's just done well. You know,
Me too.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
Sure, for
So-
sure.
where do you think the tattoo industry is headed? Do you think it's headed in like the right direction? Do you think that it's kind of had a shift? We're hoping at the Tattoo Guardians podcast, we're kind of helping steer the ship in the right direction. Do you see some of that?
I do think I crossed the boundary of being young and new to now I'm an old guy, so I see through the old guy lens, you know, so a lot of the newer aspects are kind of confusing to me, and
Right.
you know, I see so many new faces, so many really young people tattooing at
Yeah, I think you said you
such a
saw
high level.
I think you said you saw a 9-year-old tattooing yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, I feel old. I
There's
think
a
that guy's
baby
not-
over
yeah,
there doing
yeah.
a
Benjamin Buttons is over there doing a back
neo
piece.
trad
Right.
neck.
Awesome, man. Well, that's good to hear. It's good to see you. I don't think I've seen you for a couple of years.
No.
For our dedicated listeners, you should definitely be familiar with Sean. So check him out. His Instagram is it just
It's,
Sean King?
Sean King or Sean King Art.
Sean King Art. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah, just short stuff like that. So I appreciate it.
Brothers and sisters, I am sitting here at the Evergreen Tattoo Invitational with a motherfucking legend. This brother continues to help inspire people. You know who it is, what it is. It's him. Hey!
Peh. Hello to Tam.
Hey, it's Peh and Tatam here. Dude, you've been going hard. You're in the middle of a 2-day marathon, aren't you?
I am.
You just on a short break, and I was glad to pull you over here to the table. Man, we're interviewing all kinds of artists here. One question we're asking artist Mike is what? Why Evergreen? Why Evergreen? Hip, out of all the shows you get invited to do, why do you pick Evergreen to put on your schedule?
Because it sets the fucking standard. You know, the first time I went here, just the fact that they had, well, for starters, Carlton, and I've shared this before on the podcast, changed my trash the first time I was tattooing here.
Oh my God.
And I was beside fucking Cotterman. Matt Jordan was here, like fucking just heavy hitters all around the globe. That's the cherry on top. But ultimately, like the family, the security, the level of commitment that Riley, Josh, Aaron, Nicole, and the whole squad shows
Man.
for the art. It's for us,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, dude. Ah, it's beautiful. I couldn't agree more. I think Josh is also having us ask tattooers where you see tattooing headed right now. Are you noticing any shifts or anything going on in the industry? Now, I know we talk about it all the time, but just being here this weekend, and we're only a day and a half in, are you picking up on anything that seems new or different?
So I've been hugged a lot, which I appreciate that. I myself am a hugger. Just more camaraderie, friendship.
Yep.
People looking kind of weird, giving the people's eyebrow at it. Maybe that it's something foreign, you know, but it's growing, it's changing, it's evolving. I think, you know, there's possibility of everybody getting on the same page and realizing that we're not mortal enemies, that we're all here with a purpose, and that purpose is to make the industry better than we found it.
Man, we're stronger together, huh?
Right.
What's that saying we always say? If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far,
Go together.
go together. Yeah. We're seeing it all over here on the floor. It's fun because I'll run into artists. I'm meeting artists I've never met before, but I'm even hearing it in earshot. Other people are just saying, like, everyone here's so nice. Like, almost like it's eerie. Like,
Well, there are a lot of TBM members here.
that helps, doesn't it?
It does.
There are a lot of Tattoo Business Mastery alumni on the floor spreading love, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Man, it's been fun. Like you said, we've been getting mad hugs. We've been getting mad love. There are so many people that listen to the show and watch us that we've never met until y'all come up and introduce yourself to us, right? And I've been getting encouraged today because so many listeners are coming up telling us how this show has directly impacted their life, their business, their relationship with their spouse. Like, And I don't know about you, whether you guys realize we need to hear that, don't we?
I definitely do.
Yeah.
You know, that internal controversy, wondering like, is it doing anything? Is it making sense? Do I make sense?
Come on.
So to get that tangible evidence,
Yes.
that confirmation that like, yeah, this is helping. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like my homies that I met in Pasadena, they're out in Hawaii, and they forcing their like spouses to listen to it and everyone around them, and they got turned on last year at Golden State in Pasadena, and they were my my booth mates beside me, and they got turned on to it because of my wife, and
Nice.
it's cool to know that like not just tattooers are digging it, but like their significant others and just other people.
Yeah.
So it's important. And ultimately, like, yeah, we nerd out for some tattoo shit, but this shit's applicable in all areas of our lives.
Come on, man. Shit, what an honor. I remember there was a time where you just heard about this show and this man named Joshua Carlton. You love to get to rub, you know, slap hands and rub shoulders with those dudes, those giants. And here we are today, and you're one of them.
Man.
Tattooing, you know? It's really
It's
weird.
unbelievable.
Yeah. So good.
And I get to teach my first seminar tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Making history here at Evergreen. We're tag teaming seminars. He's got his first, and then I get to try and follow this guy. But it's going to be fucking beautiful. I love you, Hip.
Love you.
Okay, so we're back here at Evergreen. I'm sitting here with a good brother. Guys, this brother just came up to me and blessed me so much. But first, let me introduce you to this. Here is our brother, Chris Edmondson. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. And where are you out of?
We're out of Sandpoint, Idaho.
Okay. And what shop?
Black Elk Collective.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're tattooing here this weekend, right?
I am, yes.
Very cool. Mr. Carlton wanted me to ask a few of you artists, why Evergreen? Out of all the conventions, why do you choose this one?
Well, I had a shop in Portland for, I don't know, about 14 years.
Oh, wow.
And so I started doing this show when it first started.
Okay, cool.
And actually, we started doing it when there was another group of people that owned it or ran it before.
Okay.
And so we started doing it then. And then when Joshua ended up taking over, we just followed suit and
Very
just
cool.
kept it going. So
Very cool. How is this show any different than other shows? And do you notice any differences?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of really, really talented, heavy-hitting artists that are in this show.
Yeah.
The Invitational, you know, I guess
Yeah.
gets it like that.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. It's well put together. It's, you know, nice and yeah, just well put together is what I
Yeah,
could say.
brother.
You know, I've gone to some shows that aren't as such, and
Me too.
you know, they're not as fun.
How
So,
long you been in the game?
23 years.
Man, that's awesome. My man's looking good. 20. If he told me he was 27, I'd believe him. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Damn.
I was just looking at my gray hairs today on my face, though.
My God. So, Chris just joined TBM, which is awesome. So he's family. But him and his sweetheart, he just brought me an extra special gift today. He knows that I'm a father and I have 3 children. And Chris and his aunt wrote and created a book. He's the illustrator of this children's book called Buddy's Big Race. And he brought me my own copy today, signed and everything, as a blessing to me and my children. So this man does more than one type of art form. Chris, man, I sure appreciate you for the book, man.
No problem.
My
Yeah,
God, I'm looking forward to growing together in TBM, man.
me too.
Yeah, thank you for coming up and saying hello in the flesh, man.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate you.
Welcome to a mini episode of the Tattoo Guardians podcast. I am here at the Evergreen Invitational with my good friend Edgar Marquez. Edgar, how you doing today?
Good, Josh, man. Excited,
Yeah.
happy.
Awesome.
You know, that's what Evergreen brings.
That's right. We were able to get Edgar to do a seminar for us at the educational.
Yes.
I think you did your first seminar with us many years ago in LA.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
always
yeah.
one of my absolute favorites. I remember people actually like tears in their eyes, you know what I mean? They were so
Yeah, that was dope.
inspired. So we had you close out the show and it was the same thing, man. It was like new information. Your body of work had gotten so much bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
And so inspiring. I know I always say it, but you really, really inspire me, brother. You really do.
Thank you. I mean, it goes back to you inspiring us, you know?
Awesome.
All those that we started, obviously way after you, you know? So it's I guess it's just so good to be able to bring a little bit back, you know?
That's awesome. I appreciate that. I noticed that your tattooing is extremely unique. Do you mind talking a little about at what point in your career did you kind of realize, like, okay, I've done everything. I've done, all the little tattoos, which we should all put those miles on. But at what point were you like, this is Edgar Marquez. This is what I'm going to do?
I'm going to say I even got chills just thinking about it. You know?
Nice.
I'm going to say maybe around good 10 years ago, you know, when I was like, all right, I think I already put in the miles in learning tattooing. You know, I think it's time to explode what I can do with all this.
Yeah.
So I went back to how I used to draw, how I used to paint. And I was like, well, let's just put it on tattoos now, you know?
Yeah.
And it's been working great, you know? I think people are responding to it. A lot of people are super stoked how fast you can do something when you're enjoying it, you know, and just so freely.
True.
You know what I
when
mean?
you're just so ingrained in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think even though it's tattooing, when you're so ingrained in it, all of your experience from drawing and painting and everything comes back, right? So all of a sudden you've got this more experience than you even realized you had because you've been doing it for so long. Like I remember you talked about, like, give me mud and I'll paint with it. I'll turn that into some kind of a 3D form. So
yes, yeah, exactly. You know, I think once you put your mind into learning something that you really love, once you learn how to do things, it's like you can create with anything. You know, as long as you stay within those rules, you could say. You know, and I think it's awesome. You know what I mean? Where you're able to create with anything.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super inspiring. I feel like we're at a kind of a renaissance of tattooing right now, and I feel super blessed that I feel like tattooing is headed in a really new direction, a very positive direction. I'd like to think that Evergreen, I'd like to think that Tattoo Guardians and artists like yourself are kind of helping steer that ship. Have you noticed that shift? Do you feel like tattooing is in a better place?
I think the quality of tattoos definitely are better.
Yeah.
You know, it comes down to, man, even we go back to you again, like building machines help other generations to push the boundaries of what can we do to make this tattoo industry better, you know?
Yes, leave it better than you found it, right?
Yeah, so definitely the quality of tattoos, the products on tattoos, even the healing of tattoos are better, you know? And definitely heading for something bigger, you know?
Yeah.
And exciting, you know?
It's a great time to be a tattoo artist. I couldn't imagine being new, but at the same time, like how incredibly exciting. Like, you know, there's a saying, we're standing on the shoulders of giants, you know?
Yeah.
And so I imagine being a new tattoo artist, if you guys are listening and you're a new tattooer, like you said this in your seminar, like you're in for one hell of a ride.
Oh, man. You know,
20
years in, and I bumped into one of the guys that were like, man, it was so exciting to listen to you, you know? And I was like, and he's old school too, you know? He's like 25 years into tattooing, and I remember looking at guys that had more years tattooing than me.
Yeah.
And I'm that guy that people look into, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel now the same way. I'm like, I'm 20 years in tattooing, and I'm like, fuck, I remember, man, I used to see you and see Paul Booth, and now people are like, man, we see you. I'm like, oh shit, you know?
You're a hero to myself, and a hero to many. Edgar, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us on this mini,
always my pleasure.
Mini episode. I love you, brother.
You know, love you back, man.
Thanks a lot, man.
I got your back.
Always.
Thank you, man.
Perfect, man. Thank you so much.
Dude.
Awesome.
Brothers and sisters, we back at it. You know what it is. I'm sitting here with the motherfucking legend, a good brother of mine that I haven't had the honor of seeing in the flesh for a decade until now. I'm sitting here with the legend, Richie Bull from Hustle Butter Deluxe. You know what it is. How are you, brother?
This is amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, I don't know. The last time I was here at Evergreen, we missed each other, or maybe you weren't here.
Right. I don't think I was.
It might have been something like that, but we're here now, and it's been a sick weekend.
Man, you know, one thing Josh is having me ask folks, I mean, out of all the shows, especially a guy like you that's invited everywhere, why Evergreen? Why'd you come to this show?
I do go to quite a few shows.
Yeah.
And my spectrum of the business, I have to go to all kinds of shows.
Yep.
So a few of them are invitational type shows, which are always better, in my opinion, because they're more vibe-ish.
Yeah.
And here mostly, a lot of the tattooers here are family guys that I know for 10, 15 years plus, guys that have been grinding. This is a mature show, if you will. And there's not a lot of the shenanigans that you'd have at the other shows. It's very art-driven, art-minded. And
it is, man. There's dope seminars right and left.
I mean, come on.
Man.
Like, how many shows does Joshua Carlton do?
Right.
I mean, let's say it. Let's put it out there. Like, you know, you might catch him at Hell City. You might catch him at a Paradise, which is, I don't think that's, you know? So these kind of shows are where people need to be.
Man. Yep. We're only a day and a half in. It's already been beautiful. It's been a blessing, man. And getting to run into so many, like you said, family and brothers like yourself that I even got to sit down with for a decade. Like, man, even this moment, I'm like practicing presence and enjoying that I get to sit here in your presence and chat, right? You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
this is like a pit stop of the universe.
My
it
God,
feels like,
for
right?
real.
Like we've been on this crazy trip. Like, yeah, I just got the goosebumps.
Man, yeah.
Like, we've been on this crazy trip and we haven't seen each other, and we're moving a million miles. You know, doing our own respectable paths and the same journey. And we get to like a pit stop here.
My God.
You know, with all the other pit stoppers. Sean King is here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the dudes, like, people are out here, man. And it's so, it's like time stopped this weekend.
Yeah, brother. How do you see, I'm trying to ask the perfect way to ask this, but are you seeing any, where do you see the industry right now going? Are you seeing any shift? Are you noticing any?
Oh my goodness. It's like the industry right now is like a cracked planet, if you will. It's like there's a lot of sub-segments going on right now. More so, like there's all different kinds of shows for different views of people, and like you got the anime shows and all these other, like, it's exploded. It's exploded as like the internet has. Like, tattooing is like on fire. There's so many different things, and like there's still people here that have been tattooing 30-40 years that have never seen each other or met each other.
My God.
You know, like you go out to a show like one of these monster shows, like a villain art show, and you don't recognize anyone there. They're like younger versions of all of us from 10 years ago. They look like us, they talk like us, but they're not. They just like, hey, who are you? Right? Like, you see it, but it's like, it's not the same thing. It's a trip, man. It's huge. It's this it was a community when we did it. It was a tattoo community. Like, tattooers from Japan came to New York and hung out, and, you know, we all connected. Same thing with the West Coast. But now, again, it's like so segmented. It's crazy. It's exploded. Like, I don't even know. Like, you got me like ranting about it. Like,
it has, man. What other shifts do you notice? A common one that I've heard recently that tattooers are seeming to notice that there seems to be more camaraderie, more support, more acceptance happening than ever before. You know, versus
or you can call it like the door's been unlocked more so. Like, from our generation, you know, it was like very cliquey, like Apprentice, maybe, or no. Like, now it's like anybody who's artistic and creative can easily pick up a machine, watch YouTube, and I guess all the older hard chargers that were more stoic about letting them in are either become receptive, or like, if you can't beat them, join them, because that's what it is, you know. Like,
man,
we try to hold on to this thing and make it sacred, us old timers, if you will, for tradition's sake, to protecting this thing.
That was one. And then two, you know, people not sharing information, almost like, because you're my competition, I'm not going to tell you any of my tips or tricks, right? Like, no one's going to be better, we're going to be the best, whatever. But I've noticed a shift that even the wealth of knowledge, literally just brothers and sisters helping one another out to get better at their craft and their game. The resistance, like you said, the door's been unlocked. It seems like less resistance because there's still no way around the hustle. Even if I told you every secret, you still got to fucking put in the work and figure it out and do it, you know.
It's like that, exactly. You know what I mean? Like two people can take the same recipe and bake the same cake, and one's gonna taste like shit.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah. But in that, I feel like there's people that feels like the camaraderie and acceptance has increased. Anyone in my world, I like to create that. So I'd like to feel like I had a little something to do with that, at least the people that I know, of breaking down those walls of division. You know, but I feel like we still got a long way to go. But even being here, man, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've heard, like, even here at Evergreen, so many people are saying, like, there's so many fucking nice people around here, almost like it's foreign, you know?
I also heard it's because everybody has guns here.
Oh, yeah?
So everybody's really fucking polite. I was like, yeah. But, yeah, but then again, that goes back to what I said about this being a mature artist show.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, we're people that have done hundreds, if not thousands of shows. And, you know, we've been out there and dealt, like, there's nobody like drunken, rowdy.
Yeah, right.
You know, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, this is definitely like a more of a, you know, like an artist creative vibe. Like everybody's smiling and
man.
And it's got that, and that's because these people they were invited here for a reason, right?
Yeah, man. Yep.
And it's great, and you're right. And people sharing stuff is great, and it's like this: the more people that get involved, the more friends we're gonna make, right?
Love it. You know, it's the art of tattooing that's brought us together. But really, it's the art of building relationships is the art form. You're an amazing artist at that, sir.
It's deeper, right? It's deeper than all of that.
Guys, I don't know, fucking over a decade ago. When did we meet? Maybe 13 years ago, 12 years ago?
Yeah, 12 or 13 years ago.
He was at Hell City. At that time, he was like just hand selecting like badass artists to interview, document. He was doing media at the time. Went through Hell City, hand-picked, and for whatever reason, he picked Bob Tyrell and me to interview. And I, at the time, I thought, man, he must think I'm somebody else. Like, don't nobody know me. I'm just another white dude with dreads. We all look alike, right? But knowing, because I didn't know Richie. But Richie, almost like he has the ability to see talent, to see greatness in people. Now knowing Richie, I know that. He didn't have me mistaken. He saw me. Even before I knew that he saw me, you know? And I'll never forget that, man.
I did. I saw that, man, and I appreciate that very eloquently kind words, man. I'm humbled and appreciative, man. And again, to sit here with you is like, it's amazing, dude. Yeah, it's I don't want to get choked up, man. But this is like crazy, man. To see what you're doing and what you've been doing, like, not just your career, but Aisle 9 was beautiful. I still love the navy blue and the gold. Like it sticks in my, like, I love that, dude. That's swaggy. But the Guardians podcast and what you're doing with Joshua and Hip, it's remarkable. And I'm glad that we could like grow together and do this thing.
It was just 12 years ago, him and I were riding in my pickup truck in Tennessee, both with the dream, both with the vision.
Drinking coffee.
You know? My God. Here we are. Do you mind grabbing that, what you just gave me behind you right there? Yo, I just got hip. Richie here got me hip. Now, I use Hustle Butter and have for years, and I love it. I walked by his booth. I saw this gold bling. I'm like, what's this? I'm not hip. And he about shit. He's like, man, you're not hip to this? I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm a tattooer that always does marathon sessions. So does Hip. Half my crew. We do full day, 2 day, even 3 days, sometimes back-to-back marathon sessions.
Yeah.
Nick, I wasn't hip to this. What's the difference?
It's 500 milligrams of CBD.
Yeah.
So what that does is it treats the muscle. So everything you love, what Hustle Butter does for the skin during the tattoo process.
Yeah.
So when you're going finally after that long session, you're going to put your highlights in and you can see them the first, you're not overworking stuff. This treats the muscle.
My God.
So during the whole process and you're beating the shit out of the pectoral, you're medicating it. So the soreness and the inflammation is minimal.
My God.
If not non-existent the next day.
My God. I love that. And you were even telling me, even if tattoo or no tattoo, if your muscle or neck got sore, you can use that.
Now let's take that out of the equation. This is also for, you know, all of the artists out there that are like, oh, my neck, my back. my wrists, carpal tunnel, arthritis, any kinds of things. Oni, I don't know what oni is, but any kinds of things. You put some of this on within 5 minutes, the sharpness will dull, and you will feel relief.
Love it, man.
You will feel relief.
I'm so glad I got hip to this today, man.
I have quite a high tolerance for cannabis.
Yeah.
So I was almost worried that my product wouldn't work on me.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair.
But it works every single time. If I have a stiff neck, within 5 minutes it goes away. Before I have a little bit of what's that shit called? Tinnitus? Tendinitis?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And a little bit before I do any kind of anything, and I'm good to go.
Nice.
It's the truth.
Nice. Love it. So
It's the
good
truth,
to know,
man.
Yeah, if you all haven't checked this out, check it out. Especially all of y'all that do longer sessions, man. If you're not hip to Hustle Butter, I don't know what rock you've been living under, right? But Hustle Butter is definitely fam. And I'm so glad I found this today because I always do longer sessions. So my clients are gonna love this too.
Yeah, the gold. You got to think for the marathon. You want that gold. Yeah, buddy.
I love it.
I appreciate you guys having me out,
dude,
man.
So much love for you, Richie. Thank
Buddy,
you,
nothing
brother.
but love,
yeah,
dude.
Man.
Amazing to see this whole thing, dude.
Yeah, so
we're witnessing it. Like
we are, man.
We're witnessing. We are bearing witness to
Thank you.
This crazy stuff that.
Thank you. That I've been practicing presence again all weekend. You saying it, we're witnessing it. I'm witnessing it right now, and thank you. It was a reminder to, right now, just to receive this fucking miracle.
This is great, man. This is great.
Ooh, Richie Bulldog, y'all. Blessing.
Can't knock the hustle, man. I love you. Thank you, brother.
Love you, brother. Brothers and sisters, back again with another beautiful soul, another artist, man dear to my heart, has become part of the TBM family. I'm sitting here with my good brother, Doug Thompson. How are you, brother?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Where are you from?
Lewiston, Idaho.
Lewiston, Idaho.
Yeah.
Awesome. Out of all the shows, why Evergreen?
When I first got into tattooing, I told myself that I wasn't ever going to go to a convention until I was invited. And I got the invitation for the 2020 show that didn't happen. So last year was my first ever convention.
My goodness.
So I'm kind of spoiled. I mean, the only conventions I've been to have been run by the Carltons.
Okay.
So, yeah.
My God, dude. We're a day and a half in, and this show's already been a blast. Have you been having fun?
I have.
Good.
Yeah,
man.
today was the first day I actually worked.
Is
Yesterday was just kind of running around, putting out fires, making sure that the other artist in the booth was happy and had everything she needed. And
good.
Doing owner stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Love it, brother. Love it, man. Where do you see the industry headed right now? Are you seeing any shifts in the industry?
I don't really see a shift anywhere where I'm at home.
Yeah.
It's kind of a stagnant deal there.
Okay.
For everybody else. I mean, we're trying to push things that we've learned and everything, but I've been noticing a lot more on social media and everything. The shift I see is more acceptance from artist to artist.
Come on, man. I was just telling that to Richie. That's beautiful. I'm seeing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got into tattooing, I kind of stumbled into it. And at the time in my town, as soon as I had my boss had bought me an eBay tattoo kit. So he was hanging out with a tattoo artist in town, and he really wanted me to be his partner in that. You know, you got to do this hobby with me too. And single dad, single dad, 3 kids, and I'm like, I can't do this. It's not a hobby. If I'm going to do it, I got to all in. Yeah. And instantly, I got hit up by like 3 or 4 artists in town. They're like, "Don't do it. Don't fuck up what we have going right now."
Right.
And I'm like, I haven't even put a needle to a practice skin.
Yeah.
And you're worried about me messing up the system that you guys got? What are you so afraid of? I've never understood the mentality of trying to compete and put people down. And you should be.
That's the shift you're noticing, lifting.
Yes, absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then that's what I love about this convention is that I was really nervous for the first one.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anybody. I knew Justine, and I knew I was going to meet people because of her.
Yeah.
But everybody had smiles, and they were just super happy to see everybody.
Yeah.
and there was no negativity, no ego going on that
Yeah,
you could
brother.
just see. And
Beautiful.
that's the way I want to. That's how I like to run a shop, and that's how I want to be around other artists that,
My God.
you know, being on the top is lonely. Bring some people up with you,
Yes, brother. Yes,
and
man.
bring me up with you.
Come on. I love that. Thank you for your heart, Doug.
No problem.
Yeah, man. Thank you for who you are and how you show up in the world. And you've been a blessing in my life, man.
You too. I appreciate everything that we,
Yeah.
taken from TBM and friendship, and it's been a blast.
Appreciate you, Doug.
Love you, brother.
Love you, man. Brothers and sisters, we're back here again, broadcasting live from Evergreen, and I'm sitting here with a good brother, dear to my heart, also a member of TBM, my good brother, Joe. How are you, Joe?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Thank
man.
you for having me. I'm so excited.
Saying, I know.
I'm so pumped.
Me and this brother have fallen in love in the past year, but we've never met in the flesh until fucking this weekend. Like a lot of TBM folks, huh?
Yeah, I've met a bunch of people. It's awesome. Yeah, just doing the rounds. I'm like, oh shit, I know this person. I know this. Am I allowed to swear? Sorry.
No. Watch your fucking language. This is a tattoo convention.
Yeah, it's been great watching, like just seeing everybody, and then I know a bunch of people who are on like the next section of classes.
Oh yeah.
And they're like talking. So how was it for you? Like afterwards, and
Yeah.
we've been like Chris Edmonton and all these guys. So it's been nice to talk to them a little bit too. I've had people reach out who I don't know.
Yeah.
Who are like, hey, I was hit up about this. What are your thoughts? And I've been like, it'll change your life. It's cool. But like, if you got to put work into it, but like, if you do it, you'll have good
And they didn't know you had taken it?
No, they did. That's they just reached out. Like, I think they were just like, oh, hey, I know this guy. You did it right. Because I talked to people about it and they're like, we're just like, is it worth it? Is it fucking
right?
Is it just bullshit?
Right.
Because I think that's what everyone wants to.
Totally.
So
And what do you tell them?
It's bullshit. Don't do it. No. I kind of break it down with like, if you're gonna do it, you gotta fucking do it.
Yeah.
But if you take it, it's like, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Yeah,
take
Joe.
the advice. If you actually try to follow through, it's success. And I can only relate my experience with it, which was almost overnight. I had immediate changes.
God, so beautiful, Joe. Oh, so golden getting to work with brothers like Joe who gets it and takes responsibility for themselves and takes this deal on and actually changes their life because they decided to, Oh my God, and I still get to work with Joe. We still work together, and we're growing together, which is awesome. Out of all the shows you do, why Evergreen?
Oh, that's what we're initially, I just knew people who invited me to. I had heard of Evergreen, like I think in like a different state.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about that it was local. And so I was like, how the fuck did I not know this was here?
Yeah.
And I had a friend.
Because where's your shop?
It's just out of Portland, Tigard.
Okay.
And this guy, Jacob, who was coming down a bunch, and he had was like, oh, I got an extra booth when I got my friends kicked out. Like, because he was doing guest spots, because he lives out like in the Dalles, but he has customers in the area. So he's like, oh, let me come over and kick it with us. And so I did. And, sometimes local conventions can be a little like, they can be weird sometimes, but like the caliber artist here was so good that I was like, well, I want to go every year because even just, guest spots, I always come back really inspired. Yeah. Conventions, I usually come back really tired.
Okay.
This convention, I come back usually pretty inspired. Like there's someone's work who like was like motivating me, or I saw some art that was like, I want to bring elements of that to mine. So like I get motivated when I get back. I get really energetic. Yeah. So it's good energy for me when I come back. So
I love
it's
that
2-hour drive. So it's a 2-hour drive. I don't have to fly anywhere, and I get to just kick it with like really amazing tattoo artists.
Yes. Yeah.
And
how long have you been in the game?
Like 22 years.
22 years.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here today, almost talking about showing up here with an empty cup to actually maybe learn something still after 20 plus years, and to get inspired. It's as if you're still a student.
Always.
My God.
I mean, I say that, but that probably comes in waves. Like sometimes I'm like ready to receive, and other times I'm like super pumped about learning and trying new things. And other times I act like an asshole know-it-all. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm a grumpy old stuff. But I remind myself like the game is changing. Yeah. And also, if I'm not moving along with it, I feel like you know, the goalpost is always shifting. So I'm always chasing a new goalpost. And I think that keeps me energized.
Yeah.
Because I've worked with people who, you know, been tattooing 20 years and a lot of them are just, they're burned out and they don't feel excited about it.
Yeah.
And I want to always be excited about it.
Yes, brother.
So I'm 46. So I feel like maybe I can tattoo into my 60s if I'm fucking lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't want to be bummed and burned out at 60. I want to be excited. Granted, I might suck, but like I want us to be excited to suck.
Excited.
I want to be so excited to do a really bad tattoo on somebody. That's shaky hands and bad eyes.
My man's overly humble and modest. My God. Last question. And we've been asking a lot of artists some of the same questions. And I'm still figuring out the best way to ask it, but what are you noticing in the industry now? Are you seeing any shifts? Are you seeing it headed a different direction, or any shifts or changes out of all your 20 plus years? What do you notice? What do you smell or see happening now that didn't ever before, if anything?
Man, fuck. There's so many things different. On some levels, like just how the artists are treated from the beginning is different, which I love, because you know, I'm always a big fan of like, you got to earn your spot, right? You got to like, you're going to be given this great gift of tattooing and you got to obviously earn it, but I think it's becoming less abusive and real shitty. And it's more like, okay, you're gonna have to work hard for it, but it should be you're working hard for it and supported. I'm seeing a lot more of that. I'm seeing a lot less of the, you know, fucking scrub my floors, wash my clothes, you know, just the abusive shit. And I'll take ownership. I have definitely hazed the shit out of people, and I'm not proud of it, but also it was a different kind of thing.
That's right.
And I've always tried to come at it with like a playful spirit, but you know, because I was treated fairly well. So when I say I hazed, I wasn't really that fucked with. So for me, hazing people is like not really that bad. But with people I've worked in the past, like, oh, bro, this guy's an apprentice. He has to suffer.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen the value in that, because cool, they're gonna get licensed and then fucking leave.
Right.
Why would you want that? So I feel like that's changing. And I feel like as much as like the way people learn has been shifting too. I see that as well. There's a lot of more online access to information. There's a lot more tattoo schools, and everyone hates on it, but there is value in that, because how people were able to get into the industry before sucked. Even trying to get into an apprenticeship oftentimes had nothing to do with skill or effort. It had to do with luck and how much just abuse you were willing to tolerate. So I see that changing too. So I see bad stuff with that, but I also see that opening the doors for a lot of amazing artists.
Very cool.
Who they come out the gate just swinging. 2 years in and they're fucking winning awards and killing it. And I love that. Because, you know, you can't be like, oh, I'm tattooing 20 years and you're fucking good. That doesn't mean shit anymore. You know, so I like that.
Yeah, Joe, that's fucking awesome. How many folks do you have on staff at your place?
I think I work with like 16 people right now. We got the 2 shops now. So
and I just wanted our listeners to know that, because your opinion, you've been in the game for 20 plus years, and even you talking about how the new generation's being brought into the game. Well, you can speak from a place of authority because you have your own people that you bring in and raise up, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times we will, you know, if you ever post anything, I'm hiring or I'm looking for people, I'm going to get 100 6-month tattoo artists out the gate who want to get a spot, and they're hungry, and like I see and I talk to them. I take the time out of my day to like critique their portfolios and talk about what the next steps, even if it's not with me, but what can they do. Like, and I get a lot of shit for it too. Like, why are you helping this person? I'm like, well, this motherfucker could be my boss. I might fall on hard times, and this guy could be the one who looks back at, you know, at me and is like, well, that guy was nice, he helped me. Because, you know, I've worked with a lot of people, and you can't be in the industry, and I don't think super successful without pissing somebody off. And I've definitely have my people I've pissed off over the years, but the new people in, you know, if they come to me and want a job, even if I don't hire them, I might let them know what they got to do. And so I have a lot of experience seeing what they're doing out the gate, because Oregon's got the tattoo schools. So we deal with them all the time.
Wow, that's right, man. That's awesome. What's one of your favorite things about tattooing still after all this time?
Oh man, whether you're a shop owner or you're just a brand new artist, for me, it's like I mean, there's excitement in the job, right? You're if you're doing it right, I think there's excitement in the job. Like my customers, they're fucking pumped to get the tattoo. It could be something stupid. For them, it's amazing.
Well, yeah.
And they love it. And I've learned, I feel like I've lived 1,000 lifetimes through the conversations I've had with people. I've learned so many valuable lessons and mistakes that I've never had to make because the things I've been told. So one of the things I've mostly enjoyed about tattooing, outside of just getting to do my art, is my connections with my customers. I feels corny saying that because I mean, you know, I don't know. That feels corny to me to say, but like for real though, like my customers are the people that have allowed me to have this amazing life without them. And so also, man, they're the things they tell me, they trust, they tell me shit they would not tell anyone else. And they trust me to hold that and bear that. And so good and bad, like good things, but so I love that. That's one of those things.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Drawing, that's fun, obviously. Getting to make my own hours, that's great. But yeah, I think that's my favorite thing.
Man, I love it. Me too. Man after my own heart. Joe Scrampton here. Yeah, thank you guys. Back at it once again, sitting with another legend here at Evergreen, a good brother dear to my heart. My God, talk about TBM OG alumni. One of the first TBM members, still a TBM member. I'm sitting here with my good brother, a shepherd's heart, Mr. Mark Newts. How are you, good sir?
So good, man.
Man,
so good.
Dude. I'm honored to be fucking sitting here with you right now.
I can't believe I'm fucking sitting here.
I know it. Because we kick it every week.
Yeah.
Online together.
For like about a year and change.
Yeah.
And we just met.
I know. We just met in the flesh. What a gift.
It's amazing.
I know.
So cool. Yeah, I'm blown away, man.
We're at Evergreen.
Yes.
What a great show. Why do you come to Evergreen versus others?
Well, honestly, it was because of Josh.
Yeah.
That guy has been a hero of mine. He's an inspiration. He has been for a good 20 years.
Yeah.
And when I saw he was doing a convention, I thought that's the kind of show I want to be at. I was fortunate enough. I did about 4 years of it for a while there. And then this is my first year back after a 7-year hiatus.
Okay.
And it's magical. Like this place, I mean, it's top tier artists everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's killing it.
Yeah.
But the vibe is amazing. It's encouraging. It's artistic. It's positive. The ego isn't really around.
Come on, get on that mic, brother.
I'm sorry. It's just, this show just makes me feel different, and it gets me excited about tattooing.
My God, Mark.
And I'm it's a privilege to be in the building.
Yes, brother.
So,
and where are you from?
I am from Reno, Nevada.
Awesome. Happy day. My God. In the industry today, how long you been in the game?
23 years.
23 years. My God. So lots changed in 23 years.
Hell yeah.
What do you see? Any shifts in the industry happening current day right now? What are you seeing in the industry, if anything, that seems to be shifts or different? It's happening now that maybe hasn't before.
I think one of the biggest things I notice all the time is that when I started 23 years ago, like there were badasses doing things that nobody could believe. And weirdly, the bar has shifted in such a way that the stuff was unbelievable 20 years ago is now the norm.
That's right.
So tattooing as an art form, just as an entity, it's elevated to a point where I'm blown away by the stuff that people are doing. Even people who have been tattooing just a couple years are like crushing shit that I wouldn't even know how to stencil. And it keeps old crusty fuckers like me inspired, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they can get good, but I'm coming at them.
Yeah, brother.
So I think that's amazing. I think that also, shameless plug, I think your program and what you're bringing in with the podcast and with the program is helping us be a tighter and better and more positive community. I feel like there's a camaraderie and a brotherhood that didn't exist. There's not like, people aren't big time in people when you meet them. They're happy to see you. They're excited to see what you're about and what you're up to. And I think it's incredible. I don't think tattooing's ever been better than it is right now.
My God. My God, that's beautiful, Mark. That's beautiful. My God, I just love your heart. And I thank you for who you are, how you show up in the world, and who you've specifically even been in my life. And I know when we entered, you became a student of mine.
Yeah.
But dude, you've made me a better man, and I've learned a lot from you too. And I just thank you, Mark.
Wow. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
brother.
It's mutual.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much I've grown since I've entered into this thing that we call TBM.
Yeah.
It's life changing for me, and I'm confident that if you ask anybody who's known me long enough, they see it.
Yeah.
I hear about it every day.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's
so thank
beautiful,
you. Thank
man.
you.
My goodness. Mark Moots, everybody. Thank you, Mark.
Dude.
Brothers and sisters, we're back again. Don't you know I'm sitting here with another legend and another golden brother dear to my heart, who is also another TBM alumni, TBM Tattoo Business Mastery. My God, I'm sitting here with my good brother, Mr. Nick Luna. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing good, Matt. How are you?
Good, man. My God, it's so cool to meet you in the flesh.
You as well. Stoked.
My God. How long you been in the game?
8 years now.
8 years. And where are you out of?
Grants Pass, Oregon. Sub Rosa Tattoo.
Okay. What is it called again?
Sub Rosa Tattoo.
Awesome. And you also blog.
I do.
What's your blog?
It's nicklunatattoo.com.
Which is a great blog, period, especially for tattoo artists. Man, and you even wrote a blog about TBM
did.
once. It was so fucking beautiful.
Wanted to clear the air about some things.
Okay. Man, Nick, out of all the conventions that are offered in the world, especially in this country, why Evergreen for you?
Oh, Evergreen is just so nice. The caliber of artists that are here, just amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that they treat us so well at the VIP booth.
Come on.
You can get a massage, you can get breakfast and lunch, just drinks all day. It is amazing.
It is, isn't it? My God. How many years have you come to this show?
This is my second year.
Very cool. Very cool. My God. And right now in the industry, are you noticing any shifts going on? Are you noticing anything in the industry now, from an observer that you are, shifts happening that maybe you hadn't seen in the past?
Oh, so many shifts. The female front is strong.
Come on,
so
man.
strong.
Yeah.
The caliber of artists with less years under their belts.
Yeah, you're right.
It's super intimidating, but also very inspiring.
Yeah.
And I think in general, just the tattoo community is getting stronger and so much more supportive.
Come on. It's been a common answer, hasn't it? I couldn't agree more. I'd like to think brothers like you and I might have a little something to do with that.
Maybe. There's a lot of TBM people here.
There's a lot of TBM people here, man. Look out, love attacks happening everywhere. Look out, there's service, there's support, there's love, there's a helping hand. What the fuck?
For sure. Yeah, I think you definitely have a big influence on that.
My God, I think you do too, man. Nick, thank you for who you are, man.
Thank
How
you,
you
I
show up
appreciate
in the
that.
world, man. My God, when you went through TBM, just your presence was a blessing. It still is. The fact that you blogged about it really blessed me, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you and everything you do. Honestly, I was skeptical at first. I'm skeptical of everything.
Yeah.
And it changed my life. Just the mindset stuff, especially. I definitely don't think I want to be as skeptical going into things.
My God.
Just my business, my tattooing, my life, everything's improved so much just from taking that course.
My
like, it's
God.
ridiculous.
Jeez. Nick Luna, y'all. Can I give you a hug, brother?
Yeah,
so
thank
much
you.
love. Brothers and sisters, we're back again. Don't you know I'm sitting here with another legend? This man's dear to my heart, big time. I'm sitting here with my good brother, Mr. Jonathan Wade. How are you, brother?
Good, man. Real good.
Where are you out of?
Eugene, Oregon. I own a Subdermal Art Collective in
Awesome.
Eugene. Yeah.
How long you been in the game?
20 years.
Awesome. You know, out of all the shows in the country, why Evergreen?
I mean, it's invitational. It's the best of the best, right? You know,
Yeah.
so I got an invite the first year, and we've pretty much been doing it ever since. So,
Very cool.
It's a pretty rad show. It's super laid back, and you come here, do cool tattoos, and you're around so much like good art that it's inspiring, man. It pushes you all year.
My God, brother. You've been in the game how many years? 21?
20
years. And what I'm hearing is like you still have a student's heart.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why I love tattooing so much, because like the way I was taught old school apprenticeship, my mentor was always like, once you stop learning, quit. Right?
Yeah.
So
come on,
get rid of it.
Come on, man.
But yeah, so I don't know. I was brought up that way, and even outside of tattooing, I just love learning. You know what I mean? So whether it's art or cars or whatever, you know, just learning, and that learn or want to grow and learn more is what I strive. That's what makes me happy.
Yes,
so
brother.
We focus on education in the shop too. You know, a lot, and
love it.
Having a whole crew that's all driven like me through education and wanting to like push each other further, it pushes me further.
Come on, boy. Oh, I love it. You've been in the game 20 years. What now do you see what shifts have you seen recently? Are you seeing any shifts in the industry right now? And if so, what are you seeing in the industry?
Shifts in the industry.
Get up on that mic. Yep.
Bad face tattoos.
Yeah.
Bad face tattoos are cool now. Yeah. So, you know, I again, 20 years ago, it was different. It was a different world. You had to earn that shit. You know, so you didn't really just get a face tattoo. But I see that. I mean, work ethic. It's hard. You know, we had to push way harder to get where we're at because it wasn't as easy. Yeah. You know, and not that it's easy to tattoo. Right. It's easy to get clients. It's on your phone. It's you don't have to push as hard. You don't have to go to the bar anymore and do any of that kind of stuff. You know, or you know, that's really the only shift I see. Mm-hmm. I've been in it long enough now that I see things repeating themselves. Okay. You know, so. You know, the styles. We were talking about that today, our Friday when we loaded in, looking around and seeing all the younger artists. Just like, I feel old now, you know? Like, I met a guy who was an apprentice when I was already like 12 years in, came up to the booth and introduced himself. Was like, you remember me? And I was just like, man, you were a kid. Now you're big. So, but yeah, I mean, the industry, it's its own beast, man. But I think that it's going in a positive direction, and it always does. It's got its ups and downs, you know. Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
After all these years, and I know we go in and out of seasons of like love, hate, or being burnt out or jaded or whatever. We all go in and out of seasons. But after 20 years, what do you still love about tattooing?
Oh man, the diversity, like. 1 month I'll be doing American traditional, the next month photorealism. You know? And I do. Brother. I definitely lean towards like an illustrated style when I draw, but there's just something about doing some photorealism that makes me smile. You know. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I like about tattooing is you don't have to pigeonhole into one genre and one style. You don't have to do that. Yeah. If you want to be well-rounded and do everything, do it all, man. And there's always somebody there to pat you on the back and tell you did a good job because we're all different, you know. So
love that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Jonathan Wade, thank you, man.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for who you are in so many people's lives and for who you are in mine. Brothers and sisters, you're watching this show, the Tattoo Guardians podcast. If you've ever seen a video that I've ever put out, I've ever done, if you used to seeing my mug on your screen, I can trace it back to the encouragement and the calling of one man in my life. When I used to be too scared to even get on this mic and on this camera, I got a message from a brother from across the country and said, Matt, the world needs to hear more of your message. You should go live more. You should do more videos. Whatever you do and do more of it, we need to hear it. I mean, that was the gist. And that's what I needed to hear. And I was scared, but I did it anyways. And here we are today. Folks, that one man was Jonathan Wade.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you. Like, you know, just from the day one, like I said earlier, you know, that I've met you, you inspired me, man. Like, just your spirit and your aura, you know, everything around you. Just speaking to you inspired me, and in a little bit of a small amount of time, and talking to friends that know you too. Same thing, that they always said that. And I think you were doing the ABCs of
life.
Yeah. Right. And you did like one of them, and I was like, man, you need to do that. And sometimes people need to hear it, especially at that time. I feel like in my life, I needed to hear it, and it just, we're all here for each other, right?
Yeah.
Some of us are we got to carry that message.
Yeah.
You're one of those people that's got to carry that message, dude, for real.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you.
My God, what a blessing. Jonathan Wade, everybody. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, we're back again. I'm sitting here with another Golden Heart, another legend, and more TBM alumni. I'm sitting here with none other than my good brother, Mr. Matthew Jackson. How are you, man?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Grateful to be here for sure.
Man, me too.
Yep.
Out of all the shows in the country, why Evergreen?
Man, everyone that's here is amazing. Great people. Everyone that puts everything on, super hospitable to all the artists. Makes everyone feel really comfortable. The vibes are great.
Yeah, man.
No drama. Just fun tattoos.
How long you been in the game?
7 years.
Where are you out of?
Columbus, Indiana.
Awesome. What shop?
Good Vibrations, Tattoos and Body Art.
Awesome. My goodness. Well, now, other than then and then now, and even though it's only been 7 years, you've lived so many lives.
Absolutely.
How do you see the climate of the industry right now? Are you seeing or noticing any shifts in your world or in the industry? And if so, what shifts, if any, have you noticed?
Shifts, I see seems like everyone gets to do what they enjoy doing. And I think that's awesome. I think there's a lot of amazing artists coming up, and people are friendlier, and that's cool. I'm all for that. So
hey, I'm with it too.
Yeah, for sure.
There's finally room for brothers like me and you up in this.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Man, what's one of your favorite things about tattooing?
Oh, the people. I think definitely the people, and expressing myself, because I think expressing myself through art is something that's helped me mentally, helped me grow into who I am, for sure.
Yeah, man. Did you and I meet in the flesh here at this show?
Yes, last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it was me and Tony. We're back there having coffee, and or no, you and Tony were having coffee first.
Gotcha.
And I stopped back. Yeah.
And since then, I mean, we met a year ago. I feel like we've known each other longer because we've worked together now.
Right, yeah.
You joined TBM.
TBM, and then Health City, and then doing a guest spot with you guys as well.
Yep. So fucking awesome.
Yeah,
My
it's great.
God, man. Oh, I don't know how we got so lucky, Matthew.
Right. I agree.
What do you like to do? What kind of styles are you into, Matt?
Yeah. So I like doing anything pop culture when it comes to realism-based works, and then I'm kind of going back into the roots of I'm enjoying drawing again and doing more American traditional style stuff and mixing the two together. So kind of what I'm enjoying right now.
I love it. And what's coming up for you on the horizon? What are you personally in your business and life working towards right now or up to?
That's a personal conversation. We should definitely sit down. There's a lot to unpack there for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I got so much love for you, Mr.
Yeah, likewise.
Jackson. Thank you for who you are, brother.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Man, blessings,
Yeah,
man.
much
Thank you.
love.
Yes, Matthew
Always.
Jackson, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. You did great.
Absolutely.
Brothers and sisters, back here again, live at Evergreen. I'm sitting here with another legend who I actually just met this brother 5 minutes ago, and he just filled up my whole soul. I wanted to bring him on and introduce him to you. This is my new brother, Jake. What's your last name, Steele?
Steele, Steele.
Nice,
and I'm
man.
from Pittsburgh, Steel City, yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Us East Coasters, we flew all the way across country
Yes,
to be here
it was
this
this
weekend.
connection. I was like, man, I just feel this like, this guy's from the East Coast.
Dude, out of all the shows, why Evergreen for you?
Of any show I've ever worked in the last 10 years, this is the second year that I've done this.
Yeah.
The most enjoyable experience I've ever had.
My God.
I've ever had. It's just peaceful. Everyone's energy is just brilliant.
Yeah.
The staff, the people working the concession stand, the security, like everyone doing such a great job. Doing such a great job.
Woo.
That's the little stuff I appreciate.
You know?
It's the little stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone has a job that they do and it functions
brother.
in harmony and it's beautiful.
My God, I love that, man. What type of art do you do?
My favorite style, my specialty is anime and portrait stuff. It's kind of like opposite. Like, but I'm super into realism and I'm super into cartoony anime stuff.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And that you get to do both.
You get to do both. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So awesome. Mr. Steele, you've been in the game 10 years, you said?
It'll actually be 12.
Okay.
It'll actually be 12, yes.
So much just happened. But right now on the horizon, are you noticing any shifts in our industry? And if so, what are you noticing?
Mega shifts.
Yeah.
It's a whole transformation. It's like an entire transformation. Your stuff that you're doing is like a prime example of taking everything that you've gained over the years, all your wisdom, all your love and passion, your connections, your giant network, and you're like, you know what? This is so meaningful to me that I'm going to just package this up, use everything that we could possibly get our hands on, and just broadcast what we love.
Yeah, brother.
And someone's going to hear it and be like, oh, I never even heard of that at all.
Yeah.
What's a convention? What's a tattoo? What's any of this crazy stuff? And they're listening. Like, I have a little brother that's 17 years younger than me, so he's always been like a kid to me, like my own son in a way.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm just watching like these kids are influenced by all of this stuff, and I just feel like tattooing and social media and video, YouTube, and YouTube and the internet has evolved to a point where you can actually produce your own perfect self-produced show. Like, it's like everything is set that you could do it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not just because you can do it doesn't mean that everyone is going to do it good.
That's right. Yeah.
And it just like listening to this podcast, it was literally like, because I'm into the same stuff. Like, so it was such a, like, it was just like crazy. I was like, oh my God, like I saw you walking by. I was like, oh my God, I got to talk to this guy. And here I am talking on this microphone. It's crazy.
Here we are.
Here we are. But just brilliant. And that is the shift. That's the tipping point. And, you know, everything's just, this is how, my brother wants to get into tattooing. This is square one for them. This is square one for these kids. So
yeah. You're right.
And you're packaging it, and it's like you're preserving it and passing it on. Brilliant. Just wanted to say that. I'm so glad I got to say that on the mic. Tripping me out, man. Yeah. Because, like, all I do is tattoo. All I can do is get on my bike, meditate. Like, I listen. I listen to this stuff. Like, I've listened to this stuff a lot. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, because when I walked by, he was like, he
like,
pulled me.
dude, I was like, look at this dude.
You guys' show every day, you know?
Yeah, super cool.
My God.
Yeah, I'm a big supporter down in South Florida.
Well, brother, and right now
Yes,
you
sir.
are on the show. Right
Wow,
now. You're on the Guardians podcast right now.
That's gnarly, brother. That's gnarly.
All because,
blowing my mind.
Man, well, one, because you had the courage to stop me and say hello, but also to acknowledge me, right? And I needed to hear that. Something I teach people all the time.
Yeah.
If you think something good about somebody, say it, because they all need to hear it. Even me, right? But not everyone does.
Yeah.
But you stopped me.
Yes, sir.
To acknowledge me.
Yes,
That's
sir.
walking in power. And I thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
And now, boom, here we are.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. And I hope it, it continues. Yeah. Yes, sir.
My God.
Super cool, man.
Happy day.
Super cool.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Matt.
you for coming up and
Mr.
saying
Matt.
hello.
Yeah. I certainly will. I certainly will.
Awesome. Happy day. Brothers and sisters, we're back again, broadcasting live from the Evergreen Tattoo Invitational and Educational 2023. I'm sitting here with another legend and a good brother of mine, and yes, TBM alumni once again. This is our good brother, Rick Sheridan. How are you, man?
Good. How about you?
Good, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, always good to see you.
Dude, where are you from, first of all?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, get up on that.
Awesome.
And we're in fucking Oregon. I'm in Ohio. So you and I are East Coast boys. You and I came all the way across the country to be here this weekend. Out of all the shows, why Evergreen?
It's the best show I've been to. Honestly, the environment's just amazing here.
Yeah.
Everybody's always just so positive.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's just a whole new level here.
Yeah. It's huge. Oh, I love it. I love it. What type of style of art do you do?
Mostly black and gray realism.
Very cool. Very cool. Did you finish that piece you was working on earlier?
I did.
He was doing a dope black and gray rhino earlier. It was sick. Yeah, man. How many years you been in the game, Rick?
August will be 12 years.
My God. And now 12 years, what if any shifts are you noticing you feel like you seeing happening in the industry today? Like different shifts, if any. Are you noticing any shifts in the industry today? And if so, what would you say any of them might be that you've noticed?
I mean, the skill level of everybody's just insane anymore.
Through the roof, ain't it?
I mean, it's ridiculous that almost the amount of time behind the needle anymore doesn't even matter. I've seen people coming out of their apprenticeships just doing ridiculous amount of work. It's
The
just
bar has been
mind-blowing.
raised, but also those of us that Pioneers has gone out in front of them, like the people we bring in, we're ushering them in at a level that you and I took a decade to get to that level, and then that's what we're bringing, which is great, but that's how the newer generation can be brought in with the right upbringing, become badasses quicker,
Oh, yeah.
I'd agree that's a shift. Do you see in any others, whether it's in the culture of the industry, how people treat one another?
Yeah, I mean, definitely have seen a lot more positivity around here. Everybody seems to be a lot more united, I guess I would say. It's not so much of a competition anymore. It's just, everybody's just wants to see each other do really well.
We're talking about the tattoo industry, Rick.
Yeah.
That's fucking huge. I love it. We can get behind that, can't we?
Of course.
My
Of course.
God. Woo! I love it. Fuck, Michael, what, was I forgetting? Am I skipping a question? I'm asking this every artist the same questions. Why do I keep feeling like I'm forgetting one? Okay. Was it? Okay. Okay.
What's that? Orange.
Is it? Why orange?
I don't know.
Love it.
Just always loved it.
Very
Although I don't
cool.
have anything orange.
Have all these years of tattooing, what do you still love about it?
It's always a constant challenge, no matter what.
Yeah.
You do the same tattoo 6 times on different people. It's always a different experience, no matter what.
Man, dude, it's huge. How lucky are we? You and I are here in Evergreen in Oregon. We were both invited, so that's cool. And we're surrounded by so much love and our TBM brothers and sisters. I don't even know how many's here, but the place seems blanketed in love, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of us here.
Man, it's huge. Huge. What's your Instagram, Rick?
It's Rick_Toiled Clover Tattoo. ToiledClover Tattoo.
Rick, thank you for who you are, your contribution to this whole industry, but also TBM and all the brothers and sisters around here that just got so much love for you because of who you are and how you show up, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Big time, man. Brothers and sisters, back here again at Evergreen. I'm sitting here with another legend. This legend is a fucking powerhouse, badass, and a female. Finally, it's the first female interview we've brought. Thank God, lady power. This gal right here is so dear to my heart. Also TBM alumni, TBM OG. Meet my sister, Susan, y'all.
Hello.
Happy day. How are you, honey?
I am fantastic. I love sitting with you.
Oh, my God.
Look it. I got my little
Hey,
badge.
she got the TBM alumni badge on. My God. Tell everyone, where are you from?
I have a shop in Eugene, Oregon, right here,
Okay.
where Evergreen is taking place.
My God. Well,
Yeah.
out of all the shows in the country, what do you think? What stands out to you about Evergreen versus other shows?
Yeah, Evergreen, you can totally tell it's like top notch. You can tell the difference between like an invitational and just a regular convention.
Okay.
You can tell that all the artists here are open and loving and happy to see each other. It's very, well, I mean, I'm in a whole row of TBM people, so
that helps, don't it?
yeah. Yes, and everyone has very great attitudes and
Yes.
very loving and giving, and they really take care of you well here at Evergreen.
Mm-hmm. I love
do,
that.
yeah.
What type of style do you work in?
Well, yesterday I spent all day doing like mandala and geometric piece, so lots of line work, very regimented. And today I got to do my very loose watercolor impressionism style.
Beautiful.
So
I love that. How many years you been tattooing?
Well, I would say I went full time in 2007.
Okay.
But in 1991, I got into the industry because I had married a tattoo artist and just kind of worked at the shop.
Gotcha.
Did the behind the scenes stuff. And
my goodness.
I was an art teacher for a while and stuff, so I drew a lot of tattoos.
Well, out of all that time, because as you know, you lived it, so much has changed. Yeah. Right now, in the current climate of the industry, what shifts, if any, are you seeing or noticing?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Just got to pick one, huh? I want to go back to the attitude because there used to be a time where it was like tattoo artists used to act like they were competition or like they didn't like each other. Like
she's saying used to. You hear this?
Yeah,
come on,
yeah.
That's a
Matt
shift.
is changing the shit. Yeah. You can tell if someone's been to TBM.
You can't you?
But yeah, in general, I think that we were all longing for that, and then you kind of filled that gap, and like brought it out, and everyone was like, "Yeah, we feel that way too." And can we find more like-minded people?
Yeah.
And we're seeing that. It's no one is attacking each other, and I mean, back in the day, artists would steal people's signs and talk shit about each other. These days, and this is kind of how I've always grown up in the industry, and I'm glad that there's more people like this now. But if someone comes and wants a tattoo and it's not something that I feel like I'm going to be best at, I've always offered like, you maybe go to this shop or that shop or, and we see that a lot more.
Yeah.
Especially here.
Yep.
Someone's
Beautiful.
tattoo and they're like, oh, my friend right down there is going to do that really good for you and go see so-and-so.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, Susan. After all these years, what's one of your favorite things still about tattooing?
I love the connection that it creates with people. The person sitting in my chair, the fact that we get to just hold space for each other during that time. And,
my God.
It's really amazing to be able to touch people's lives that way.
Come on, Susan. Well, you're fucking amazing for your heart and knowing that. And just who you are and how you show up in the world. How you walk in such a level of class and authority and who you are and how you operate, but how you operate of such abundance that you've got overflow to bless me and to share and to serve and to love on others. I see you doing it offline. I see you doing it online. And we just thank you, honey.
Well,
I appreciate you. My God, I love you too. Can I give you a hug?
Fuck yeah.
Susan, y'all.
Man, what time is it? 12:14 a.m. Matt, I don't know about you, but I like coffee.
You know I do every day, all day.
Man, and I could go for one right now. So our listeners, did you know that you can buy us a coffee?
For real?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, if you like what we do and you support our show and you appreciate our content, you can just go and click that little button that our producer Mike puts in every show and buy us a coffee just to show your contribution that you appreciate what we do for you to help us out.
People can really buy us a coffee?
Totally.
I would be honored if you bought me a coffee.
And not only that, but we got a little spot. It's special for the VIP listeners. It's called Close Friends on Instagram. And on there, you can see some behind the scenes content. And when the cameras ain't running, seeing all the shit we'd be talking about each other.
Is that true, Mike? Damn, you guys, this is the first I've heard about either of these. So they can buy you or me a coffee.
Or Mr. Carlton.
Or Mr. Carlton. And like get a sneak peek behind the scenes.
Yeah.
By doing what again?
Fucking smashing that button.
Okay. What button you talking about? I want to smash the button.
It's the button on the fucking thing.
Okay. Do it. Just do it.
Absolutely demolish the button. But thanks for your time again, and we appreciate all our listeners.
Always.